Hi, cutie. Hello, magical people. My name is Luminix, and this is just going to be a quick video because I was just doing some gardening and had some thoughts. So I have a friend who is also an INFJ. Oh, this wind is wreaking havoc on my do. But anyways, I have a friend who is also an INFJ and more mature in her late 30s, and I've heard her reference something that I also have experienced in my life, which is that I tend to, there's a tendency to sort of glom on to what loved ones or friends are into, kind of. Ooh, crow fight happen in the background. Um, and also sort of getting shamed for it. Like, why don't you have things that you like on your own? Why don't you have opinions that you like on your own? And that is certainly something that I experience significantly less as I've gotten older, but only because I did it so much when I was younger. And here's the thing with being an INFJ is that it means that you've got Fe2, which means that extroverted feeling is your second function. And it also means, as a result, that your two internal subjective compasses, being Fi and Si, are on the back stack, which means that they aren't very conscious. So, what that kind of shows up as is I don't necessarily know what I like. But if I know that I like you and you like to do this thing, then I have a vested interest in also expressing an interest in that thing and at least trying it on for a little while. And I only got into snowboarding when I was a kid because I decided to try it out. Because somebody that I was dating and a bunch of their friends all went snowboarding. And so I wanted to participate. And I found that I actually genuinely enjoy it. And there have been lots of opinions, lots of thoughts, lots of activities that I've engaged with over the years, simply as a sort of entry point through somebody else. And I don't think it's okay to shame people for that because sometimes that's the path to discovering what a person values is by trying out different things. And I think that's a fairly natural thing to do for people as they grow, anyhow, to try out different roles, different activities, and different things. But I think, especially for INFJs, and I don't think this is so much the case with ISFJs because they have the SI internal compass being a little bit more upfront. But, this is something that will probably always be the case for me to some degree or another. And of course, I've honed in on what I like more now. But even, and I'm 49, honey, I was way too old to try this out. But a couple of years ago, I have a friend who's about a decade younger than me, who's a former, I think, professional or at least semi pro skateboarder. And I had never skateboarded a day in my life. I maybe tried it once when I was 12, fell down, and was like, that's not for me. But because I value this friend and because I wanted to spend time with this friend, and this was an activity that this friend wanted to engage in, I did spend about 6 to 8 months pretty regularly trying to learn how to skateboard. And you know what? That shit's fucking hard. And I ended up pulling a muscle in my groin really badly, and that was what finally got me off that track. So it did take some time for me to realize that it wasn't for me, but even at this age, there are still things, and I'm sure there will be more in the future, things that I will try simply because I don't know if I like them or not. And, but I know that I like this person or this group, and I know that this person or this group likes to do this activity, and therefore I will try it out just to sort of maintain that group harmony and be a part of the thing. So, anyhow, just some thoughts on that. Whether it's an MBTI thing or not, if people are trying out different things for just because their friends are into it, there's really no reason to shame anybody for that. That's just, I mean, it's never cool to shame anybody, anyways, is it? But especially in that case, instead, I think that would have been more helpful to me, for example, and I suspect same for my friend, is that those times when that sort of glomming on um, is sort of encouraged and reinforced and validated as an okay way to be in the world. Oh, sorry, I gotta give Ralph the squirrel friend a snack. I'll be right back. Anyways, I forgot exactly what I was saying. But don't shame people for taking time to find out what they like, what they're into, what their opinions are, and what their thoughts are. We all have our own road to our FI, I guess. And it's a path that only we ourselves can travel. And so it's not cool and it's not helpful to shame people for that shit. And instead, if you show up with validation that just however people are is an okay way to be, then it makes the user experience much more pleasant and, in fact, can help to getting the validation from the outside can help one tune in a little bit more to whether or not a thing is for them. I don't know if any of that made sense. Like I said, just a quick thought. I'll booknote this for some later date to think about some more. But I was just thinking about how, essentially, without those experiences of my youth of just trying things because people I liked and appreciated did them, um, I never would have come to realize the things that I deeply value and appreciate. I'm pretty sure that the first time I ever tried gardening was when I was married because my husband at the time was kind of into it and had grown up doing a lot of gardening. And then I kind of re-dipped back into it because many, many years later, a different partner was also super into it. And she had a lot of experience and knowledge about it as well. And without those experiences and sort of letting me join in their activities without shaming me for not having my own way, then I never would have come to realize how much being in the yard, taking care of plants, and growing things is, I mean, it has become so integral to who I am as a human being. And I just imagine that if I'd been super shamed by either one of those people rather than encouraged, gosh, I just never would have gotten the chance to discover that for myself. And that would have been sad, not only for me, but for all of these many, many plants that are in my care. And here's a whole bunch more you can't see, but there's got to be well over 100 little plant babies just there. So, yeah, that's it. That's already 8 minutes. I'll try and shorten it. We'll see. Don't forget to be kind and gentle with yourselves, and I will see you soon.